Presented by State Farm, now streaming on ESPN and Disney+. Tonight is the final preseason action for the Titans and the Vikings. One rookie we know is going to start right away this season, Cam Ward, and another essentially a rookie, J.J. McCarthy, as Lindsay Theory joins us now with more on the Titans. So how much should we expect Ward to play tonight?
Hannah, Cam Ward definitely will be out there tonight, Coach Brian Callahan saying, but it's still to be determined exactly how long he will remain on the field, and it's proven to be a fluid situation. Just last week, it was expected Cam Ward would play about 2 series. He actually went out there for a 3rd series just so he could get a few more plays off. Callahan says, though, at this point, he is encouraged by where his rookie quarterback is at. He says he's really doing well from an operation standpoint. As for how the rookie himself is feeling, Cam Ward says he feels really close to fully understanding this Titans offense and this playbook. He says the key right now is just to get some few more reps in there so we can really nail down and dial in on the scheme, the protections, and some route adjustments that may need to be made. Going into tonight, his main focus will be playing fast and getting in and out of the huddle. Hannah, our main focus is this band warming up right now.
Exactly. I was going to say, Lindsay, you are in mid-season form there, talking over the music. We appreciate you, as always. That's Lindsay Theory. Thank you. Meanwhile, we had a fun article from Bill Barnwell this week, taking a deep dive on some teams he thinks can improve on their win totals from last season. And one team he sees taking a big step forward is Jacksonville. Here's what Bill wrote. It was a 2024 season of losing coin flips for the Jags, who had 13 of their 17 games decided by 7 or fewer points. They went 1-3 and were outscored by a combined 86 points in the 4 games that weren't one-score contests, which doesn't exactly speak highly of what former coach Doug Peterson cooked up. But they were unlucky to finish with just 4 wins. So, gentlemen, Liam Cohen comes to town, hopefully to revitalize Trevor Lawrence's career as he did with Baker Mayfield. But, Bill, you point to something on the defensive side of the ball that you think could be a difference maker. What is it?
It's turnovers, something they forgot to have last year. It really was missing from them throughout the entire year. They had just 1 multi-takeaway game all of last season. That's tied for the fewest of any team in NFL history. And they noticed because they went out this offseason and they spent a lot of money and a lot of stuff on the secondary. They signed Eric Murray to play safety. They signed Jordan Lewis to a big deal to play at slot corner. And then the big move, of course, Travis Hunter, who comes in not only as an incredible coverage cornerback, but also, we know, special ball skills because, hey, he happens to play wide receiver when he's not playing cornerback. This team intercepted just 6 passes all of last year. Not only are they going to intercept more passes and help out the defense, that's going to help the offense, which inherited the worst average starting field position of any offense in football a year ago because they weren't getting short fields from those turnovers. So more takeaways, more interceptions, better defense, better offense, hopefully a better football team.
And the best thing to help a struggling offense is an offensive playmaker, a guy like Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is listed as a starter on the offensive side of the ball. He's listed as a backup on defense. Travis Hunter, you add him as one of the best wide receivers coming out of college. Add him to Brian Thomas, and all of a sudden you get Liam Cohen, an offensive mind. You don't have to rely on your defense to score points. You can add playmakers. De'Ami Brown's been added as well. And oh, by the way, there's conversation of Jacksonville being in the wide receiver market. Sean Payton just revealed it when they just traded Vele just not too long ago. So the best way for this offense to get better and to be less sporadic is to get more playmakers, which they have in Travis Hunter, and also what they're looking for when it comes to a few trades that may happen in the next few weeks.
They need Hunter on offense, they need him on defense, and they need him to stay healthy. It's as simple as that. All right, coming up with less than 2 weeks until kickoffs.
Comfortable and I trust them.
I picked up the phone, called Optima Tax Relief. They guaranteed me that they were going to help me out the best that they can. And they did. I would refer Optima Tax Relief to anyone.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
For your free consultation, call 800-736-5459. That's 800-736-5459.
Optima Tax Relief.
Selfishly, I love to call myself a winner. Opening drive for Caleb. It throws. Zacchaeus caught to the end zone. Touchdown.
I want to win. I want to win for the Bears.
Touchdown Bears.
And I'm pushing towards excellence. Every play, every process, every snap count. I think as of right now, I think I'm rolling. I'm pretty smooth.
That's really well executed there by Caleb Williams.
I have one goal, and it's win the Super Bowl.
Courtney Cronin is back with us. We're going to put her to work on her day job, all things Chicago Bears. What an encouraging performance by Caleb Williams in the preseason in week 2. What's the plan tonight against Kansas City?
Starters will play, to be determined for how long, but Kansas City starters are also going to play. So that means he goes against a starting defense for however long he's out there. And the big thing from Ben Johnson, pretty soon they're going to start condensing the playbook. They have been challenging Caleb Williams in ways that he has never had as a football player, to challenging playing within structure, long verbiage, a playbook that is immense, 12 different installs. As soon that gets pared down, but how do you play within the confines of this offense? Starting with getting the ball snapped. There are still instances during Wednesday's practice where Caleb's breaking the huddle at 10 seconds. He tries to get to the line of scrimmage, realizes he has to kill the play. It's 2 seconds on the play clock. Can't get that off in time, delay of game. That's what they don't want to see, Hannah, because those were some of the pre-snap issues that had been occurring throughout training camp, especially early on. This late in the game, they want to see those mistakes cleaned up. They want to see a clean operation in terms of what he's doing when the ball actually is snapped, going under center, being in the shotgun, being able to deliver the ball with timing and anticipation, all the things that you saw against Buffalo carrying over one more week in the final preseason game.
And what I want to see is, how does Caleb Williams handle adversity? Last year he got sacked 68 times, and on many of those sacks you saw him on the ground, not really inspiring confidence. Sure, you can blame it on the offensive line. You can blame it on the former play callers. But what happens if you get sacked or take a couple losses or you go on a short losing streak? You can talk about winning all you want, but at the end of the day, the quarterback is the leader of the team. You need to be able to inspire confidence. And so when things go good, like you've seen in the preseason, yeah, it's all fine. But what happens when you go through a rough patch? What is your demeanor? How are you leading the guys around you? How do you get out of that time when you're not, quote unquote, winning? That's what I'm most excited and eager to see from Caleb Williams this season.
And that's something that Sam brings up. They've worked on specifically with Caleb Williams, body language. When Ben Johnson got settled in at Hallis Hall, not long after, he and Caleb Williams are watching back tape from last year, being like, is this what we want to be? We don't want to be a palms up team. We don't want to give up body language that looks like a defeatist mindset. And
they've seen that before, by the way.
They've seen it in games.
Jay Cutler, I just keep thinking about him on the sideline.
But the thing that Ryan Poles told me is that there aren't days in the building, even after tough practices, like we've talked about, there's been the couple steps forward, one step back. Even on those days where he has a bad practice, he's not sulking in the building. It's not an issue with him, and that's something that they've been very conscious to work on with Caleb.
Well, there's nowhere to turn. I mean, if it really begins and ends with Caleb, and they have the second hardest schedule in the NFL, so hopefully everybody will be very patient. All right, staying in the division, J.J. McCarthy will finally get on the field for the Vikings. He hasn't exactly had quality time with his top receivers, with Jordan Addison suspended for 3 games and Jalen Naylor with a